Okay, we have our second meeting with Nadia. I'm going to share my screen with you, and we can get started. Okay, Nadia. So, is there any place you'd like to start today?
Yes, let's go on to relationship.
Aha, yeah, that's right. Okay, so what's going on in that sphere of life?
um, so the last time I had a long-term relationship was more than a year and a half, which that didn't pretty much didn't work out. And then since then till up to now, I have not been dating here and there. So I haven't had any success.
Okay, so for a year and a half, you haven't met anyone, or
I
you
haven't met
just have.
anyone. Yes, yes.
Okay, was that intentional?
Um, kind of. Um, I've been, like I said, I've been busy with other things that's going on in my life, and then there hasn't been any potential suitors out there.
Okay. Have you felt alone? Has that been on your mind frequently?
Yes.
Okay. And how so? In what way does that affect you?
Um, Kind of feel like a little bit of down at times that um I haven't been out there in terms of dating or been out there meeting somebody.
Well, you haven't been out there, meaning you're not, I mean, where would you go? Would that be using
Yeah.
apps?
So I've been on the apps on and off for the last few years, since my divorce. Um, and in terms of I haven't been out there, meaning I haven't been socially out there, going out to the bars like I used to, or doing other activities, um, or even to travel as well.
Sorry, what was that last part?
Travel. I haven't traveled.
You haven't traveled,
Hmm.
and you usually do.
Yes, I actually enjoy road trips, like short term trips.
Uh-huh. Road trips. Okay. Well, one of the things that stands out to me, of course, it's really back to the same transit, though of course there's more to the story, is Saturn opposing your Venus. Venus being the search for love and companionship, and the Saturn opposition being that there hasn't been any. That part of your life has been dry and cold. So that you have felt lonely and you're not really out there meeting anyone and you're focusing on other parts of your life, but it's kind of missing for you, and that you
Yes,
feel that consistently for me
yes,
is
I do.
also Saturn's opposition to Venus. But, if you want to, or I definitely want to get a little deeper insight on that. So if you can recollect the past year and a half, because Saturn's been opposing your Venus the whole time, what is the sense? Is it that you frequently think about it and dream about it? Is it that you feel you don't want? Can you just give a little more context?
Okay, so like I said, so since my last relationship a year and a half ago, then I've been on the dating apps, like I said, on and off. It hasn't been much really success meeting guys. If I have met guys online, for example, um, it only been like one or two dates, and then after that, it just kind of like it forced through. So, and then when I meet guys off off the app. and talk to them, I get a sense is like these guys are not really suited for me, you know, or they have said the wrong things, or they they don't understand um my scheduling in terms of being a single mother as well, and working. So if they don't understand that, then they're not, like I said, they're not potential suitors for me. So just kind of like move on to the next one.
Hmm. But you said it's only been 2 dates, roughly.
Yes, after 2 dates, I get like a little sense of like it's not gonna work out.
Okay. So that's been your experience the past couple years, briefly summarized.
Yes, it's kind of been for the past few years since my divorce. Um, After my divorce, I did meet somebody in 2019. Um, that was a potential to go on to be a second marriage. You know, um, so from 2019 to 21, dating on and off. Um, then after that, 2021, which that was a change in kind of like more like a transformation, or yeah, trying to more like a more like a transformation in terms of leaving him, and because I was heartbroken, very heartbroken with this guy. Then I left him, and he comes back this year, 4 years later.
Oh, okay. Uh-huh. See? So one moment. So you met this gentleman in 2019, is that right?
Yes.
Around what time in 2019?
Um, Earlier February, February 2019.
Okay, so early on in the year. Oop, okay. And then what happened?
So we dated on and off for the next till the next few months, so the half a year till September, and then we broke up. So and then
Ooh, but hold on. You
okay.
told me that that was potentially going to be your next husband.
Yes, yes,
But
yes.
that was in so in that 6 month period but that was it, or was there
No, no, no,
more?
no, no, no. It went on and off all the way up to 2021. In 2021, we had set the date.
Oh, for marriage.
Yes, yes, yes.
But what happened in September of 2019?
We broke up.
And then you started dating again.
Yeah, then I went my own. I went out to date other people, and then as well himself. And then of course you know what happened in 2020, COVID came.
Uh-huh. And
So
so you started dating him again in 2020, is that right?
no, we didn't. No, no, I didn't get back to him until 2021. So
Uh-huh.
yeah,
So there was just that brief
it was
six
like
month stint.
yes.
Okay, good. Let's stay with that for a moment. What happened in that 6 month period that you were together?
Actually, we were doing pretty good. We had a good time. Um, we did like any normal couples. We were doing. We took a road trip too. Um, we spent a lot of time going out, dinners, drinking. I met his friends. I met his family. Um, so, oh, if you wonder where he was from another country. He was just living here in the United States.
But why didn't it work out with him?
I have a feeling that he was just cheating.
Hmm.
Hmm. But I couldn't prove it. I didn't have no evidence and everything, but I had like a little sense something was going on.
Did you have that sense throughout the relationship in 2019?
I No, actually, not when I was dating him. When I met him, dating it towards the end, I did, and then the same issue came up in 2021 when we got back together.
Uh-huh. Okay, I'm asking you all of these questions
Yes, it's
because in 2019, the Saturn Pluto conjunction was taking place in your seventh house. And so, although you tell me that you guys got together and you were having a good time like any other normal couple, this transit suggests otherwise to me. Like it was not just peaceful and fun and happy. This feels more like difficult. So I'm just trying to figure
Yeah,
out,
yeah. So the other difficult part was the language barrier that we had between us.
uh-huh. Okay. So he spoke a different language.
Yes.
Which language?
Turkish.
Huh. So it was a Turkish guy. Mm-hmm. And what was difficult about having a language barrier between you?
Since of course I don't speak another. I'm sorry, I don't speak his language, so it was difficult to understand. Um, the way he spoke, and plus he didn't speak English as well. So we had to use Google Translate be-
Aha.
between conversations.
See, now we're getting somewhere. Okay. That's very interesting.
Yes, it was.
Okay, that immediately flags a couple things for me. I'm just going to remove Pluto for now, even though I think it's very relevant. So you'll notice that in 2019, Saturn was just entering your seventh house, and throughout that period, squaring your Mercury. So this is where I immediately feel, okay, you guys were getting together, but you had to use Google Translate to communicate. That makes me think about the Libra portion of it
Hmm.
because you're using technology in order to bridge the gap in understanding between you. And obviously, this tremendously complicates getting to know someone
It
because
does.
it's not
Yes,
like you can
yes,
naturally have
it does. Yes.
conversations and just, okay. And by the way, the other part of it is just your natal Saturn in the third house that repeats in this expression. Because you know, the third is the house of communication. Saturn makes complications. In this event, it was the fact that the guy speaks a different language. Okay. Mm. Then you said that you got together in 2021.
Yes, we did earlier 2021.
And by the way, I just want to point out to you that literally the entire period that you were with him in 2019 was Saturn squaring Mercury. So just think about it. Every single month of those 6 months, you guys are trying to connect, but having
Hmm.
trouble speaking. Yeah?
Yes,
Okay. Does that make sense when you see that?
it makes totally sense. Yes.
Okay, very good. So, what happened in 2021 and also when in 2021?
So we got back together early in January. Um, this time the focus of marriage came up, and I said yes. We'll try it again. And then so we stayed till together until April of 2021 when I found out again, he was cheating. So it fell through. Yes. Yes. Yes.
Wait, so that was like a 4 month turnover.
Yes.
Um, huh. Okay, there's a few things, but before we get there, can you just help me understand? So you and him reconnect in January,
Yes, we did.
and then immediately he asks you to marry him already in January.
Hmm.
How can that be?
Well, so the reason for that, like I said, he was from a different country, came to live here in the United States. And in order to stay here permanently, you know,
Aha.
you got the idea.
Okay. So he needed you for documents.
That's right.
Hmm. And you were willing to do that because?
Oh, I fell in love with him.
Oh, you did.
I did. I did with like you said, with all the communication problem we had. Yes, I did fall in love with him.
W- Wait, so how do you connect those two? The communication problems and falling in love. Where's the bridge?
Yeah, that's a good question. The other part, sex was really good. I'll give you that.
Uh-huh.
I'll give you that credit.
Okay. Hmm. So you felt like a physical connection.
Yeah, we did. Yes, we did.
Okay. Um, what stands out to me is that just specifically in that time period, which was January, just notice that transiting Pluto, that's the one we're going to focus on now, is at 24 degrees in your seventh house, yeah?
Hmm.
And then in February, he moves to 25 and makes the exact trine to your Venus in the fourth house. And one thing you can think about in terms of Venus in the fourth is he wants to become a citizen, which would be a fourth house subject because he wants to stay in the country and make a family with you. So for me, there's the marriage proposal. Pluto in the seventh makes an exact aspect to Venus in the fourth. There's the idea that you're going to make family with this guy.
Hmm.
But what intrigues me is that it was so short-lived. And throughout that encounter, you discover that he's cheating on you. So there's again Pluto in the seventh to Venus. Yeah?
Yes.
Does all that make sense?
Yes, it does.
Okay. Um, there was something else I wanted to point out. Oh yeah. At that time, you were also going through your Uranus opposition from the 5th to the 11th. Now, I'm not too sure about the 11th just yet, but
Hmm.
what I feel very strongly in the 5th is the 5th has to do with sex and dating. So the Uranus opposition, I feel like, first of all, that you enjoyed your intimate connection with the man very much. And that was kind of what was, I guess, keeping you in a big way. But even more importantly, that he was cheating on you. Obviously, that's a very rattling experience. And my question for you then is, because you said it was, you said from January to April, right?
Yes.
So did you have suspicions the whole period or
No,
just towards the end?
no, until the end.
What happened in the end?
So in the end, she contacted me.
Ah,
Yes. And then I knew. So the the evening that she contacted me, um, that's where everything just pretty much just opened up. So like the next few days, I was um I'm not gonna say the research, but I was like more instigating or investigating, you want to call it, to see what was going on. So, and I had him to confront what really was going on, So, and then I had a communication with her that she explained to me everything what was going on behind the scene.
when was that in April?
That was April. Actually, I'm gonna give you the exact date. That was April 7th when I found out.
7th.
Yes, I'm not gonna forget that date.
Okay, let's look at the transits on the 7th. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Okay, and what happened just following that? You confronted him straight away?
Yes, I did. Yes, we had the argument on and off for the next 2 days, and then we ended it. We ended it. So I canceled. we were supposed to get married in another state because where I live at, the courts were still closed due to COVID, and so um we were supposed to get married in another state. So what I did was I canceled his flight and I canceled the whole the whole ceremony, and I went to travel by myself.
Uh-huh. You went to travel by yourself
Yes, I did.
in the
Yes.
other state or just somewhere else?
No, another state. Yeah.
So it was just a brief trip.
Yeah, it was just a brief trip. Mhm.
Okay. And what were you doing in that trip?
Nothing. To
Just
just relaxing, just taking it easy, just rethinking what happened. Just like replaying, like, did I miss something? What went wrong? Just um pretty much like kind of went into hiding, if you want to call it. You know.
uh-huh, you withdrew.
Yes, I did.
Okay. And that was also like in that week following.
Yes, in the weeks following after the incident happened.
Okay, which state did you go to?
Las Vegas, Nevada.
Okay, you went to Vegas. Oh, that's where you were gonna get married in Vegas.
Yeah.
Okay, did you gamble at all? Or did you stay at a nice hotel? Were
I
you
stayed
out
in
in
a nice hotel.
nature?
Yeah, no, I stayed in a nice hotel. I did a little sightseeing, you know.
Uh-huh. Okay. What sticks out to me about that period is the opposition of Uranus to Uranus, because when it's the 11th house, it's when you're in the city or when you go to another state, because the 11th house is the public. So it rules something that's maybe around, but not totally obviously in your house or close to you. It's out there. And because you went to Vegas, that's very much the fifth house. Because there's lots of gambling, there's lots of entertainment, there's shows, there's drinks, there's restaurants. I mean, Vegas is totally fifth house. So for me, that you were rattled because you found out that the man was cheating, and at the same time, you guys were planning to go and have your marriage in Vegas, and you just did it on your own, and there was like this kind of whirlwind happening. I feel very much in that exact opposition, which happened in April of 2021.
Yes, actually, that was the around the date that we set. That's around the date I traveled. Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. It was like
So,
around it was like around the full moon around that time. So
uh-huh. Okay. So does that make sense when you
yeah,
see it this way? Okay. And of course, I'm trying to make it as simple as possible. The other transits would be even more relevant, but for the time being. Okay. So, you and him separated in April, and then what?
that's it. That's it. We never got back together
Well, never mind about him. Wait, but you said that he's shown up this
this
last
year.
year or something?
This year,
This
no,
year.
this year, 2025.
And?
No, we started. So we started talking again. We, catching up what was going on with his life, and I explained what was going on with my life as well too. So, and of course, I guess he kind of got worried what's going on in the United States, with the new president that came on board. So now he's deporting people.
Right. And so your boyfriend or your friend at this point is no longer in the US. He's just
No,
contacting
he's
you, or is
still here.
he
No, he's still here. He's still here.
he's still there? Okay. And when in 2025 did you start talking
We
again?
met up. Yeah, so we met up for the first time in March of 2025.
And you're still in contact or
No,
no?
actually, no, no, no. Right now, as of right now, he is blocked, and I'm no
Oh,
longer in
he's
contact.
blocked.
Yes,
Okay, so you blocked him again.
yes. This time for good. Like, don't contact me for anything else.
Interesting. March of 25 is when Venus was retrograde,
Oh my god.
opposite your natal Venus. Yeah, which makes me think about him returning briefly.
Briefly, yes. Hmm.
And how long was it? Was it already in April that you guys stopped communicating?
No, we stopped all the way communicating till September.
Oh,
Hmm.
and so what made you stop the second time around?
Um, this one is so the reason I stopped block this so I blocked him at this point because it just got tired of it of mm, let me put it this way. I just really got tired of him not really telling me why did you return back to my life. I haven't seen you in 4 years. Why did you actually come back? You know, what is going on? And I like I said, I already know probably what's going on. Like I said, um the situation here with immigration here, like if you don't have the proper documents, you are being deported. So and then I'm gonna assume that he doesn't have his documents. So I'm kind of like his placeholder, if you want to call it. Like, in case something happened to me, here I am to help me. But I never
Hmm.
so so I just kind of pretty much just got tired of waiting of um to actually find out what was really going on.
So you thought he was basically contacting you because well, you're useful for him.
That's right.
Aha. Okay. That
You're
makes
tired of this little games that that he plays.
okay. This makes me think about the Saturn-Neptune conjunction that in your chart is opposing your Venus, and I'm going to explain why. The Saturn-Neptune conjunction for me, which is a collective transit, as you know, because Neptune is a very slow-moving planet, so is Saturn, so they can join once every 40 years or whatever. I don't know exactly how many. This for me is the current US policy of deporting all foreign citizens because Neptune you can think of as the ocean, which is people coming from overseas, whereas Saturn is obviously the law and it's putting the kibosh on immigration.
Hmm.
Yeah. And also, if you think about Saturn transiting Pisces, Pisces is a cold water sign, and here we're talking about ice. Yeah, because ice is obviously the apparatus that's deporting people. And Pisces also has to deal with foreigners coming from overseas. You know, Neptune is the modern ruler of Pisces. So for me, that Saturn-Neptune conjunction is everything that's happening with ice during this period because the ice situation has been unfolding just as long as the Saturn Neptune conjunction has been very close. Does that make sense so far?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay. And you can see that the Saturn Neptune conjunction is opposing your Venus. And so that makes me think about, okay, maybe he's coming back because he's afraid of ice and he wants perhaps for you to be able to supply him with documentation papers and so forth.
Mhm.
Okay. So does all that make sense?
That is makes sense. Yes, it does make
Okay.
sense. Yes,
Very good.
yes,
So, okay, you've had quite the saga with this gentleman.
that's correct.
Okay. And do you feel like this time you're done,
Do I feel what?
that you're finished?
You know what? I have a feeling that it doesn't. I don't think the saga is over.
Uh-huh.
I have a feeling that I don't think the saga is is over. I think next year when Saturn and Neptune conjunct again, what is it like earlier next year? Um, he might try again.
Well, it's not really about him trying again because you've blocked him. So it sounds like you're not really fully. Are you finished? That's the real question for me,
Yes,
or
yes,
how do you?
yes. Actually, you know what? The when he actually came back, um, I had no feelings for him. Like there was no feelings. Like I had no love feelings. Like no love. I didn't felt anything with him.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. Mm-hmm. So let's go back to the beginning of our conversation. You asked about relationships and love.
Hmm.
So what is that question getting at? What do you hope to find out?
Um, Not with him, right? We're not going back to that.
No, no, never mind about him.
All right, good. So he's done. So like, right now, um, I'm just looking for a really nice, calm, peace, a relationship. Like, when is the next one is gonna happen? Common question is, do I get married in the future? You know, as my daughter's gonna get older now, I'm gonna feel that, what we call it, emptiness.
Mm. Mm-hmm. How old is she?
She's 14.
Okay, yeah, so you have a few more years.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. And you feel like you want companionship.
Of course.
And you also feel, I guess, that during this time, are you disappointed that you haven't met anyone? Are you trying again to go dating? What's
Yes, I'm trying. Yes, I'm trying to go back out to the dating. But it hasn't been really much. Like I said, it hasn't been really much success. You know.
hmm
um, I have to say it's been really hard for the since yeah, since my breakup for like a year and a half ago. Yeah. Oh, I think you're lagging now. Yeah, you froze. Oh, there we go. Yeah, you're lagging.
Should be better now. I switched internet connections. Can you hear me well?
Yes, I can hear you.
Very good. Okay. So the Saturn opposition to your
It's
Venus
still
makes me
lagging, so
think,
not able to see the chart very well.
oh, it's still lagging.
Still lagging, yes.
Okay. That's kind of surprising. Just tell me when it clears up and we're gonna start again.
Okay, good.
It's good now?
Oh, no, no. It was good like a few seconds ago.
1 second, let me open some windows. Maybe that's gonna help. Because it is getting hot in the house. Whew! Okay. So can you see the screen okay now or not yet?
Yes, we're good. We're good. We are good.
We're good? Okay. So again, just keep in mind that Saturn is currently exactly opposing your Venus, and in fact has been for the previous year. And so now I have more context to say, well, one part of that is you finally put an end to this saga with the man that wanted to, well, use you for documentation under the premise of having a marriage. And you've been meeting people who, first of all, don't understand your work commitments. So there's Saturn in the 10th, and also don't understand that you're a single mom with parental commitments. There's Venus in your fourth house.
Absolutely.
So to me, it makes really good sense that during this time, well, you're not meeting anyone and there's disappointment. But I'm not the one who can tell you, yes, you're going to get married or you're going to get in a relationship in August of 2026 because I'm not too sure about those things. But what I can say is that Saturn's opposition to your Venus is about to release. So That tells me that there's more potential for relationships coming up soon.
Okay.
Like this blockage that you're in the middle of right now could clear. But of course, we can't be too sure because we have to observe what's really taking place over time. Does that make sense?
That makes sense. Yes.
Okay, good. Hmm. How do you feel about that answer, by the way? What do you think about that?
No, so like I said, it actually makes sense. Venus dealing with love as well too. But I'm thinking back the first video we made in terms of what I have to do, or what I've been doing in terms of hold on, sorry. What I've been doing in terms of taking care of the situation with my mother, that I guess I had to put that on my dating thing on hold as well too. So
Mhm.
it's just been more concentrated doing that and just like forget about that. But now that I'm hearing this potential that's coming up, kind of say it's a little bit, I'm not gonna say the word relief, but it's like there is potential there. You know, I was like, all right, I'll try it again. But then
Mhm.
there's another situation here because now I have Saturn that's going to be opposing my fourth house in the next few years.
Yeah.
I remember from the first video.
Yeah, and what's also interesting about that is that all of those planets are in the sign of Libra, which is like Venus adjacent because Venus rules Libra, obviously. But again, we can't be sure um, exactly what's going to happen.
Hmm.
Hmm. Okay. What else is happening around you?
Um, so I'm trying to see what else has been going on. Um, so the first video we pretty much covered the situation with with my family. Trying to else to remember. I don't think we got much into career. No, I think we did. Yeah, we did. We did cover
Well,
career.
look, you can always just share updates in terms of what's happening more recently, what's on your mind these days, because when we start to get into second and third meetings, obviously we start to zoom in more because now we have context about things that are more zoomed out. Then we start working with inner planets. And inner planets, because of their quick movement, relate information that is about shorter time frames. For example, something that's happened this week, something that's happening this month. I'll give you a very good example. If you notice where the moon is at the moment, because this is the transits for right now, the moon is at 16 degrees of Capricorn, conjunct your descendant. And think about the nature of our conversation from the moment that we began talking. We've been talking about partnership.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
I think Mars always is entered my seventh house as well too.
He's approaching. That's right. At least in the Placidus system, right? He has just a
Yeah,
short ways to go.
yeah.
Okay. I'll show you something interesting. How about? Okay. Now, what I want to point out to you is that transiting Venus is at 26 Sagittarius right now. You see that, right?
Yes.
Okay. So she has just made the exact square to your natal Venus. And she's approaching a trine to your natal Saturn. But what I want to show you is obviously the Saturn Venus opposition is something that's been happening over a longer period for the past year, right?
Hmm.
This Venus in transit is squaring Saturn and squaring your natal Venus at the same time, which tells us that something very interesting should have happened since yesterday. So
No.
now I'm going to move your attention to yesterday and just try to think about some events that stood out to you.
My daughter and I went to see a hockey game. So, and then we were at the suite level. So we were invited by a company. That's all.
A company provided that for you.
Yes, yes.
Suite level means you're like up above, right? You're
Like,
watching
like
from
up
up.
above, with the company, gathering and meeting other people. You know, it's not it wasn't my job. It was just a bank that invited me and my daughter, for potential clients. That's those type of events. And then we were just watching a hockey game.
So you were in a VIP situation.
Yes,
Okay. And it's ice hockey, I guess.
it's ice hockey.
Okay. So let's make the puzzle and then we're gonna go into even more detail, yeah?
Okay.
Okay. So transiting Venus. Wait, I'm just gonna fast forward a little bit because obviously it was like in the afternoon, evening time, right?
It was an afternoon time. Afternoon time.
Exactly. Perfect. Okay. So I have the transit up for yesterday afternoon. Venus is exactly at 25, and she's in the sign of Sagittarius. Sagittarius is someone that is VIP,
Okay.
or when you're in a suite that is overlooking the rink. Because think about it, Sag,
Mhm.
the archer, so being high up. And you're there with your daughter. There's the Venus in the fourth house. And you're there specifically to an ice hockey game. There's Pisces, because Pisces is the water sign and therefore ice. Yeah?
Yes.
But think about it. You're there with your daughter, that's your family. There's the fourth house. But you're doing it specifically for a career-related subject. You're thinking about potential client. There's Saturn in your 10th house. And this is a work-related event. There's Venus transiting the 6th.
Mm-hmm.
Moreover, Venus transiting the 6th, you're trying to network and make working relationships at this time with people who could potentially give you opportunities. Sagittarius.
That's correct. Yeah.
Does it
I
make
didn't thought of that.
sense?
Yeah, I didn't even thought about that.
Okay.
I thought about that. I keep forgetting the fourth house of Venus. Represents my daughter. This whole time I'm thinking about Venus in the fourth house represents like love and money.
But it represents all those things
Yeah. That.
in
Yeah.
different moments.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. So you're at the hockey game. What is that like? What is your experience there?
Oh, it was fun. So it was the first time I attend a hockey game, like a real, a hockey game. It was fun. The excitement, the food, the drinking, and talking to other people there, network. Like it's pretty much like you said, networking as well. My daughter had a great time there. We took pictures. Um, at the end of the game, we won. Yes, a city team won. um, at the end of the game, we were the person who invited me to the event. We were able to close the deal. So we kind of talk a little bit further about a little business here, and we are good to go.
Okay. Good to go for what? What's the deal? What deal did you make?
So I don't want to go into much a little bit of detail, but it's just to it wasn't for me to be a potential employee. It's kind of like the other way around. It's they're approaching us to become their potential clients. So, and it was related to
Uh-huh.
me. It's related to me and my boss. So, and of course, that has to do with money. Don't
Uh-huh.
forget my job is I'm an accountant. So
Uh-huh.
again,
Okay, so you
yeah,
struck
money.
the deal.
Yes, it sounds like we did. Yes.
Okay. So again, notice Venus, which is also the planet of relationship, but here we're not talking about romance anymore. Here we're talking about business relationship. That's also Venus.
Hmm.
Okay. And Venus on this day is making the exact square to Saturn in your 10th house. And that's the day where you secured a business partnership. 6th and 10th house working together. And you did that at the ice hockey game. There's the Pisces. And I want to point out something else to you.
Actually, that's good news. Yay! I got.
Notice what else is happening on that day. There's a new moon in your 6th house. And the new moon is again squaring Saturn in the 10th. And I point out the new moon because the new moon is like a new story. There's something new being set in motion. And in your case, it's a partnership. Does that make sense?
Yes, yes, yes,
Okay,
yes,
so you can see how all of those things are working together. Yeah?
yes, and I really hope that it would work out coming up for the new year for the business.
Okay. Why is that important for you?
I actually play the role of the transitions. Um, also, making sure my boss gets his stuff together.
What do you mean the transitions?
So the transition to from moving one bank to another.
Uh-huh.
Hmm. Hmm.
Okay, so this is a very big deal.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Not just for me. Not just for me. You know, not for me, but it's for my, for my boss and his business. It's a big deal for him.
What what does that mean for you in terms of work in the coming year?
Um, go- I think so. I think coming up here, I think I'm gonna probably get the promotions and a raise and a bonus that's coming up. It's actually gonna come up next month as well. Um, but I was actually thinking to leave the company anyway, but then it's kind of this good news is coming up, and actually I was like, damn, it's actually making me stay and just kind of finish this transition.
Uh-huh.
Like at some point this year, I felt like I would like checked out, like I was done, working for this company, and then um starting like from after September, like to now, things has just got a little bit calm. I'm not gonna say better, but just a little bit calm, you know. And then so my boss is like, he had this idea that's coming up for next year that it'll be good for him, um, but he needs my help in terms of the financials.
Because you're the one to take care of the financials. You're the accountant.
Yes, yes. Again, going back from the first video, you know what? To be honest, you should have called the first video the caretaker.
Uh-huh, because that's what you do here also.
That's what I do. That's what I do.
Uh-huh. So that means that you're kind of getting a big promotion, is what I hear. So the work you're going to be doing is also, I guess, more complex, because what I hear is a merger into a higher, like
Yeah. Yes.
more
Yes.
work.
Yeah. 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 But definitely more work, more responsibility. It's coming up. Yeah.
Uh-huh. Okay. There is, oops, the Saturn Neptune conjunction in your 10th house in Aries. The exact conjunction is going to be in February, but obviously the two planets are moving towards conjunction right now.
Mhm.
And so help me just understand one more thing. Does that mean the company?
So we'll
I'm
probably
sorry.
will receive the news around that time. Okay. All right.
Uh-huh.
Like the actual paperwork, the sign, the actual the sign of the paperwork could be around that time. Yes. Yes.
Okay, so does that mean that your company is growing it's or you're doing in a totally new kind of business, like you're moving industries, or what exactly is the transition mean for the company?
Well, it's not my company. It's the company I work for.
Hmm.
So I'm gonna assume around that time there that we'll probably be switching banks. So and that should kind of make sense. Like we'll have the paperwork, done by then. So once
Hmm.
as of yesterday, once I got the go to see things going well, I think after that we're just gonna get the paperwork done, and we'll probably finalize around that time. Kind of makes sense.
Okay,
Time, yeah.
perfect.
Yeah. So now on going back to the career. Oh, actually, yeah. So it just came up. So this week, on the side note. Now, I don't want to get confused because people tend to get confused because when I jump stories like from one here, they get confused. Now something did popped up. For the education job, I actually did get offered to teach 2 classes coming up in January. So that is the good news.
Uh-huh. Which means you would be doing the accountancy and you
And
would
the,
also be teaching.
yes.
Okay, so that tells me you're about to get flooded with work. Am I lagging again?
No, you're fine. You're fine. You're fine. I'm just thinking when I pause, I'm just like thinking my head just going like
Okay.
thinking more like um so that just happened also this week, earlier this week. I just got
Okay.
accepted for the
And
offer.
so you are going to get flooded with work, don't you think? Because
Yes,
there's a
I
lot of
am.
new things. Okay.
Yes, I am.
Okay. Do you see now the Saturn-Neptune conjunction in your 10th house?
Mm-hmm.
Which is also again in the same time frame, January, February. That's exactly when the conjunction perfects. And of course, it's happening at the 0 degrees of Aries, so there's something completely new starting.
Mm-hmm. Okay. That kind of makes sense. Yes. Yes. For both.
Totally.
Yeah. For both my job and then for my teaching job. Yes.
There's something else I want to point out. Notice that Pluto is about to leave your 7th house.
Oh, finally.
Exactly. And that makes me think about all the disappointments you had in your relationships in the past years.
Oh, so one more thing that Pluto also transited 7th house is I also got a divorce as well too.
Which year was that?
That was in 2018 that we officially legally got divorced.
Legally dissolved.
Yes.
When in 2018?
December 2018.
Oh, so at the very tail end. Okay. So you can see that, yes. Well, first of all, um, yeah, I would rather put the sun actually. Like, obviously in 2018 December, Pluto's making the exact square to your sun in Libra in the 4th house. Okay, so the sun in Libra in the 4th house is your husband, your marriage, because your home is obviously being broken apart.
Mm-hmm.
So you used to identify as a wife. Pluto from the 7th squares your sun in Libra in the 4th, and now you identify as an ex-wife, divorcee. So there's the status change. But also the fact that Saturn exactly in December was entering your 7th house. He was lingering right around your descendant. So there you can see on a few levels it's happening.
Mm-hmm.
And now that Pluto is about to enter your 8th house, that's going to happen. Let's see exactly when. Exactly in February.
Oh wow, so February is
And
a big month for me.
exactly. But you know that the 8th house is the house of shared resources. Yeah. And
Oh,
Aquarius is
okay.
also
Uh,
you get it.
again, it's probably most likely be my job again.
Well, it's about the fact that you're changing banks.
Yes, I know. That's what I'm saying. It's related to my job.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Exactly.
The shared resource. Yes.
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 So that
Yes.
tells me maybe you'll be doing accountancy also for a bigger firm
Oh, okay.
because Aquarius has to do with organization when you work with many people.
Mm-hmm.
So that makes me think about you managing resources for a larger entity, perhaps.
Okay. All right.
Does that make sense?
Yes, it's possible. Maybe another. It may not. I'm kind of thinking probably change of job if that's happening to a bigger
Just
place.
the just the fact that you guys are changing banks is already for me Pluto entering your eighth house. Because there's a huge change
Yeah,
happening in where
that
you
too. Yeah,
okay.
that too. Yeah, that too. So yeah.
Okay.
So that's definitely possible that we're gonna go through that.
Yeah, and that does make me think that you could also potentially have better luck in relationship
Oh.
thereafter. Right? Because Pluto's not in the seventh anymore, neither is Saturn. There's kind of like that heavy energies leaving that house.
Yes. So, and then also the going back to the first video, it's also related to um family as well, inheritance. So,
Ah,
remember that? So, inheritance.
yes. Now,
So, this year, like I said, I do have to fly back, you know, to Ecuador to sell the property.
okay. And you're trying to do that hush, right?
Yes.
Okay. So that makes me think about how Pluto is entering your eighth and immediately making a quincunx to your Jupiter in the 12th house, Cancer. The 12th house being something you do behind other people's back, Jupiter being a great benefit or opportunity for you that can enrich you in some way, and Cancer being the family home. So there I see you flying back to sell the house. But what I also want to point out is that quincunx is going to develop throughout 2026 and 2027, which tells me the process probably won't be that quick.
That's okay. That's okay.
But does that sound reasonable?
Yes, yes, yes. It also could be delayed paperwork and everything. And the reason I say that's okay, because then the once my family know what probably was going on, um, there's really not much they can do. But they have an idea of like that. Okay, that Nadia is going to sell this property here. Is not much I could do. So I might as well just stand behind. And that's what I'm saying. That's fine. If it could delay it even more longer, that's perfectly fine.
Do you think they're going to be completely happy and just let you do it? Or do you think they're going to try to,
Well, that's what I'm saying. They're gonna
well,
try. Yeah,
raise hell?
yes, yes.
Okay, there's Pluto entering your eighth also.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
There you
Okay,
go.
let's pause there for
So
today.
that saga has been going on since 2010. So it's even more delayed. So, and I said that's fine, you know, because as long as the property cannot be transferred to a family member, that's fine, you know.
Okay, notice that in 2010, Pluto is opposing your Jupiter in Cancer. So, what happened in 2010?
So my grandma passed away. She passed away in October of 2010.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
And then what? Why do you say the saga's been going on since then?
So after that my aunt and uncle has been trying to take the property away from me. Um, like I said, we mentioned in the first video that my grandmother left the property to me, and I already did the probate courts over there, so it's been stated that the property belongs to me.
Mhm.
And then for the next 2010, like up to now, they have been trying to find ways to take it away, and they can't.
Wow. Okay. The Pluto opposition makes me think about your grandma dying, and then begins the saga with your family. And now is
Mhm.
the next step because Pluto's making the quincunx. There was the 180 degree, now there's the 150 degree. And the last portion of that for me is your Mercury Pluto conjunction, the fourth house, Libra, that you have this intense infighting within your family unit for them to also possibly benefit from your grandmother's property. So there's
Mhm.
the Libra doing all of the negotiation with your family members, which inevitably doesn't go very well. So that's the Mercury Pluto for me.
Okay, all right. So I actually never have throughout my life. I barely see my family. Um, I barely see my family or barely interact with them. Unless I am traveling to see them. But that's like every few years, like I travel over there.
Uh-huh.
Hmm.
Most of them live, it was in Ecuador, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay.
Actually, both side of side, both actually, both side of my family, both my dad side of family, I barely don't see them or talk to them, and also my mother's side as family.
You barely go see them.
I barely don't see them. Yeah.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Hmm. Okay, let's pause there for today.
Okay.
Isn't it great making the puzzle?
Oh my God, this is the second time meeting you, and it's just like I've been an eye opening, like how fascinating that of a person's chart can get into more further details, not just like the basic like you learn. You for example, like you take a class and you learn the basic of the planets, the home science and everything, and a little bit the transit. But when you go into a little further, more deep to it, it's fascinating. Like the first video, it was more like a therapeutic part of it because after we were done a video, I broke down. I got so emotional. I was like, everything was making sense now. And it was just like a relief. Like my head cleared. It really did. It really did. So now meeting you for the second time, going to further terms of relationship now, and further of the transits that's dealing with the Saturn and Venus, which played a big, huge part in my life.
Hmm.
It's been fascinating, and I appreciate it. Thank you.
Sure. I'm gonna stop recording and then I'll talk to you for just a couple more minutes, okay?
Sure.
Okay, so we're just gonna end the recording here.